Hi, one thing about Dr. Omar's school, the address was extremely hard to find. I believe it was not listed on the website, but the donation button was listed on the website. All right, today we go do, well, today you will get my honest review at the time of recording. Me, I believe this neighborhood is a middle class working neighborhood. So when I say middle class, I do not mean the upper. I do not mean higher in the middle, but I mean towards the lower working class. Now, for my synopsis, I say most of the cars within this block was probably 2005 to maybe 2012. So that shows you, well, I know people are keeping cars longer, but it was a lot of older cars still in use in this neighborhood. I drive a 2003 too, so it's nothing wrong with that, but it was a lot of older cars. Also, when I say it's a working class neighborhood, if you look closely, you saw a lot of work trucks. You saw a lot of the work trucks maybe for landscaping. You saw a lot of work trucks for hauling. You saw old U-Hauls probably used for transporting. So typically those people are working class. They took their work truck home and they live in this environment. Now, the litter on the ground was not bad. It was not great, but there was noticeable litter on the ground during this site. And here's another thing, that's a big flat screen TV. It was a cheaper brand TV, so people still like to have the status, but may not can afford it. So I would say the neighborhood is a low working class neighborhood. Some people
Going the
rely.
wrong way, people getting mad. Going the wrong way,
There's the
people getting
school on your
mad.
left. You can see it.
Mad at me.
Now, some people,
Mad at me.
public transportation is available throughout this area. I seen some individuals,
This is the
they're
wrong
going one
way.
of the bus. I seen some
This
individuals
is
get
the wrong
off.
way. This
So
is the wrong way.
it's a working class
This is the
area.
wrong way.
Um, have some litter, have some gang graffiti. You know, I seen a lot of pet bulls. So there it is. Litter plays, well, in my opinion, litter plays a significant role in the productive of the community. Now, I had that opinion for decades now. You can check it out in my book. I talk about if you want to find a good house, look for a house with no litter and the sidewalks are clean. But let's listen to what Mr. James Small has to say on the topic.
Is littering a form of mental illness?
Ask that again.
Is littering a form of mental illness?
Oh, is littering a form of mental illness? One could say that depending on the environment that you're working with, right? Because you must have a relationship with your environment that involves keeping that environment healthy. And that involves having a respect for that environment that you're living in. But then that involves having respect for yourself living in that environment. And so when you see people who litter indiscriminately, it means they do not respect the environment they live in because they do not respect themselves living in that environment. And they do not see the sense of healthiness that is necessary to live in an environment where you have harmony and balance with that environment. And so one can say when people, especially when you see a lot of littering going on where people are under an enormous amount of stress, and that the stress, there's no mechanism in society to manage the stress for many people. And so people who are under this extraordinary stress, and then they're abused by many of the institutions of the society because of the actions that or reactions that come from the stress, that their response is really almost a self-hatred. And that is reflected in what we call the littering or the contamination of the environment they live in. So I guess at the end of the day, you could say, yes, it is a form of mental illness.
See, on day one, Dr. Omar will have to fight the litter problem. The people surrounding the building does not respect the building, or they have a litter problem. The grounds are not kept to a acceptable rate, in my opinion. Remember, a man control his environment. So if his environment outside is not controlled, what is going on inside that building? And also, a school needs the community for its support. If currently the community is littering and destroying the grounds, how big of an obstacle Dr. Omar will have to tackle on this part? And it does not deal with education. It deals with environment. That's a hard thing to cross.
Somebody desecrated the red, black, and green rock. You can see the paint down here. They came and chipped away at the red, black, and green that Sister Sharon and Sister Pilar redid after the last assault. Who desecrating the RBG? Who came over here and chipped off the paint on the honorable RBG rock, the sacred stone of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy? Somebody chipped it out.
All right, here's the sky view of Omar School. So let's check out the local businesses per Google. All right, down here, let's start off with this grocery store. Let me see what kind of food they got here. Okay, okay. I want potato chips. I won't necessarily, okay, and they serve fried food. I won't necessarily call this a grocery store. I call it one of those, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, they got a liquor store. Now, on my way out from this liquor store, around 10 o'clock on Saturday, you had several guys in the morning just standing up around this liquor store. One guy was off a little bit, like he could have been like a lookout or something. I don't know. I don't know what they was doing, but it was 10 o'clock on Saturday. They sitting on trash can. Let's go check out Newcastle County. Let's go. Let me quit saying that. Let's go. I don't even like when people say that. All right. Let's see here. Okay, as we can see here, the median income is $86,000 in this particular county. All right. Let's see here, anything that's good. All right, in this county, 15% of households speak another language at the house. Okay, let me see, here's a good one. So we already talked about 86,000 is the median income for that county. The poverty rate is 9.6. Education. But guys, this is what's sad to me. We live here in America, and about 40% of the students who's could be in middle school, high school, and whatever, they ain't in school. Where they at? So 40% of the high school, the students ain't in school. That's a shame. All right, let's look at housing. Houses is 1316. So Newcastle is 1316. I wonder how much housing would be at his zip code. So let's find out. All right, so the average from the county is 1316. At that zip code, you could buy houses. You could buy a place to stay for $625. So $625. Okay, that's one place. $660. This is $1150. We see how it looks very old to me. All right, yeah, that's $1150 right here. Now you see this price is under that 1316. A lot of these places. So what that tells me, Mr. Umar Johnson, doctor, he is in a oppressed market. Well, not oppressed. It's a lower market. So the market rate is lower. So usually with lower market rates, it comes with other stuff. Probably comes with crime. So let's check out crime right quick. Let's check up on the crime in that zip code. Now I like to use like a government source, but it'd be a little. I'm just on my phone before I go to bed checking it out. All right, so here's a map. I don't remember quite where it's at, but I think it was kind of up in. Yeah, here it is. Right? Is this it? Is that it? Wait, hold on. Yep, this is it right here. All right. It's in, okay, that's red area. That's red. The surroundings are red. So I wonder, what does red mean? So let's go back and find out. So red is a F. All right, so we got his zip code in here. All right, the map shows crimes per every 1,000 people. So they get a grade D.5 on violence. Okay, so they're kind of violent. A crime occurs every 6 hours. Okay, your home is 300% more likely to be robbed with no security system. You know, they try to sell you something there. So you got to be careful on these websites. All right, but this says they get a D-. Okay, and look at the crime per 1,000 people. So 56 and 1,000. So that's like 5 out of every 100 people will have a crime committed on them at the zip code. Okay, it says chances of being a victim of crime may be as high as 1 in 6. Okay, that's about the same thing I said. Okay. These says below 36, par on the north. All right, so the area is in a very high crime area.
We love chaos and dysfunction. The Negro community is a cesspool of chaos and disorganization. Whenever you hear Negroes say we don't need leadership, you're dealing with a Negro who thrives off of chaos and disorganization. If the house is on fire, you got to smack the out of people to wake them up so they don't get burned. You don't tap them on the shoulder if the house is burning down. God forbid. If the house is burning down, you don't tap them on the shoulder. You don't blow in their ear. You smack their ass up. Get about this house because it's burning down.
Per Dr. Umar Johnson, you heard his words. Negroes love chaos. And to me, looking at the outside, non-biased, just looking at straight factual and data, that school is in a chaotic community, and the direction or the process seems a little chaotic in itself. But Dr. Umar says black people like chaotic. And I believe Dr. Umar is black himself, so he may be talking about himself. I don't know. You know, I can let you a tip. Here's a tip for most people. If you just listen, people will tell you about themselves. If you just listen to them. Just listen. Listen. They gonna expose themselves.
Can I get a home-cooked meal today? Can I get a home-cooked meal in the back massage? Where my Philly queens at? Jersey queens, Maryland queens. I'm working hard for the people. Can I get a home-cooked meal to celebrate the end of the 21-day fast? Can I get a back massage? Where the queens at?
And this done it for me, y'all. That is, okay, let's state the facts. When a person who is a victim of sexual harassment or sexual assault, they usually know the person who done it. Now, if you study sexual harassment, it comes in stages. Usually it just don't come all on at once. Let me grab your booty. It start off with little comments that Dr. Umar kind of talked about. So if he had a team around him like me, he would not say that stuff at all or act at all. Also, as man, we don't use our authority or power to try to get women to come to us using authority or power, aka your boss coming on to you. aka the person paying your money or doing this coming on to you. We don't do that. So that statement is a nail in a coffin for me. That shows the leadership is something funky. It may be other motives behind it, because we have queens out here, and we ain't gonna ask our queens, I did all this work, I'm so big, can you give me a back massage and cook me a meal? Because we all know, for man, if you touch me, you know what's gonna happen next. So there you go. Good day, everybody. I got some good news for you. If you suffer from bad credit, bad debt, time management, income, or just not reaching your goals, I have the perfect solution for you. In my book, From 0 to 200K, it would teach you how to solve all of those issues. Now, you may be wondering, how can I tell you this? Well, I was a manager at a S&P 500 company. I supervise over 300 employees. I am debt free. My credit score is over the 800, and I reach every goal I put my mind to it. Some of the benefits of reading my book right here: you will learn how to build better relationship skills. You'll learn how to increase your wealth. You'll learn about ownership, as in businesses or homes. You'll learn about how to increase your earned income that you make it from your job right now. So I encourage you guys today to hit the link below, get your copy. This is a Black-owned business. A lot of Black people was involved in making this, so I know y'all guys gonna like it. Thank you. You have a good day.